Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises. Shalom Israel. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakudash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to elect out there doing this work of faith and live with love and true sincerity. All right, and I want to get into a quick topic based upon Ecclesiastes 7 and verse 8, and and it reads, better. Well, matter of fact, let me start at verse 7. Ecclesiastes 7 and 7, it says, surely oppression maketh a wise man mad. Surely oppression maketh a wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. Be not hasty in the spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools. And I just wanted to make this like based off, just patience. And we know that word patience coming from the word petah, which means what? To suffer. So as us, knowing that we're in a race, we're in a marathon, it's not a quick sprint, it's not a quick dash, 100 meters, 200 meters, whatever them races and stuff be called. We know that this is a marathon. This is an ongoing process, until the Lord, says it's that time, So knowing that, we have to have 100 times much more patience, when dealing with things in our everyday life, within dealing with things of the world, and stuff like that, because it's like we so far ahead, man. The Lord got us on. The Lord got us light years ahead of this technology, because our mind frames is going to be the technology. Our thoughts is going to be the technology. When things really hit. So knowing a lot of the things that are coming to pass, and we have every right to be angry, every right to be frustrated. You're supposed to be angry in this truth, you know what I'm saying? But angry for the oppression of your people, angry for everything that the so-called white man is doing to us and keeping us in the state in which we're in, but it's never to let that anger or that frustration that you have to get out of line, you know what I'm saying? It's always about mannering yourself as much and as best as possible, as best as you know how, and constantly learning, and growing from different situations that we've been with in this truth, because we know that this is a molding process. This is this is a molding process to get us from point A to point B, and in Hebrews 12 and 5, where it talks about forsake not the chastening of the Lord. And when we go, into those word chastenings, you have two different Greek words. One of them is paiduo, and the other one is paidae. But pretty much they get into training, education, morals, cultivating a person's mind, different things like that. So our mind is being cultivated just like a farmer would cultivate, the ground to prepare for the crops and different things like that. So the Lord is constantly cultivating our mind, the ways of this world and the things that we learn along the path is constantly cultivating our mind, is molding our mind, is shaping our mind towards a better state of righteousness, towards a better state of being, and to have more patience, to know that we're on a way higher playing field than anybody else can ever be upon the face of the earth. Because why? Because we know the truth. We know the essence of all things. We know the beginning, the middle. We know how the end is coming. You know what I'm saying? But the average person doesn't know that. We know the deep, dark secrets, the mysteries of the earth and different things like that. But the average person don't know that. They don't care to know that. Not knowing that those things in which they overlook is so important, man. It's actually everything. This truth is everything. Knowing who we are is everything. Getting out of the mind frame of America, that's everything. And, a lot of times, we focus on, the now, but there's times where, hey, you got to look at that finish line. We know we ain't there yet, so you don't want to, put no prideful mindset state upon yourself or anything like that. But still, you want to look upon things like, yo, let's see the finish line. You know what I'm saying? The finish line is right there. That's how we want to look at things. That's how we want to be constantly allowing our minds to think like, yo, we at the finish line. We at the finish line. So that you don't let nothing take that hope and that love away from the Lord that you have within you, man. Because I remember a lot of times I used to sit there and ponder or wonder, like, damn, like, man, I could somebody for a lot of our love with this truth and just toss the Lord like that, toss the Lord to the side like that, and then you just see through different examples, and you try to put yourself in that and see what that person was going through. You don't know what they was going through, but one thing, the Lord didn't want them, so the Lord took them up out of here. And that's a scary thing for us to be brought into this truth, and then the Lord is like, I don't want you, and we learned this knowledge, and you know what I'm saying? That's scary, man. So we gotta truly fear. We gotta fear the Lord, man. We gotta fear the Lord. But that's a scary and an ugly thing to know that you could be feeling like you're on top of the world, you knowing who we are and different things like that. And then the next moment, the Lord like, I ain't dealing with you like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's what he's doing with most of these people out here, and a lot of guys that were in the truth, and guys that think they still in the truth now with their wayward doctrines and all type of other madness that they be getting into and stuff like that, man. But matter of fact, let me jump to verse. Yeah, verse. Matter of fact, go to verse. Go to verse 12, and it says, "For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense. But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it." So everything that we have within this earth, what we are to use it as a tool. We are to use it as a tool to get by. That's why the Most High said, Yahweh Shah said that we are to be as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be as wolves be as sheep in the midst of wolves, because the way that everything is out here, we have to be sharp. We have to be on our toes. We have to be, well aware of things. You got to be on point, and the only way that you're going to be on point, harmless as doves, it's like mixing up animals and stuff like that. But you have to have that sharpness about you, to be able to go about your everyday life. You can notice even just from certain movies and different things that you may watch, you may see how a person may move, and it's just like they just have that natural intuition with them. And that's just the Lord painting things that much more clear for them, so that they can see things and that they could be totally on point, And that's what the Lord be doing it for. And through certain movie examples and things like that, we can see how spiritual things is and how everything is truly a spiritual warfare, man. You can truly see that, how things is a spiritual warfare, because for people to get through certain actions, the spirit had to overcome them. A spirit had to hold them down and let them know which way to go, which way to move, which way to do this, which way to do that. And we can see that, man. It is truly a spiritual warfare. So as the scripture says in 2 Corinthians 10:4, the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but spiritual, through the breaking down of the strongholds. And the first stronghold that the Most High breaks down is with us. He has to break down our mindset, to come back unto Him. And now we putting out His word to help break down, the stronghold of lies that Esau got, and the covering cast that he got over the faces of the people, man, every single day. And, you know, it's just be a beautiful thing when we can finally get to wash our feet in the blood of the wicked, you know, when the Most High makes that, when Yahweh makes his second return, and, you know, and we can look forward to some actual peace and actual rest upon the face of the earth, you know. So, you know, with that, you know, I hope this segment was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect out there doing this work of faith and living with love and true sincerity. Shalom.